Well, we're going to turn things over to the guys now. We had a gorgeous day today, so I'm thinking positive weather words, Jay.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I wish I could have enjoyed some of it out there.
Right.
But I'm not going to complain about that. Your weather word for the day, based on that story, donation.
Donation, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for a weather word, I think, but
Probably.
I bet you can do it.
I've got an idea.
All right, very good.
See if I remember when we get there. All right. Live look CSU cam out over Lake Erie. Lake Erie sitting at a balmy 34 degrees right now. Boy, how about that? Looks like something out there. We'll see, but clear skies. That has been the name of the game this weekend. How nice. Remember the cloudy days? We had, 3.5 weeks straight of clouds around here, so don't take this for granted. It certainly has been beautiful. And congratulations, everybody. You just experienced the nicest February 13th in 33 years. How does it feel? It hasn't been warmer or sunnier in the last 33 years on February 13th. In fact, 7 years ago, just for contrast, it was -2 in the morning and 14 degrees in the afternoon. This is typically a very cold time of year, and typically we have the most ice on Lake Erie during right now through the end of the month. This is a live, or not a live look, but a picture from today of our high-res imagery from MODIS of Lake Erie. There's not a lot of ice. In fact, a little bit of ice is right here, about 0.6%. That's just a couple ice cubes out in Lake Erie right now. What a change, and what a mild winter we've had. The black line is where we've gone when we got cold last week. It spiked up to near 40% ice coverage. It's back down to near zero. This red line is where we should be, so you can see we're pretty far off. And again, that peak happening here over the next couple weeks when we traditionally have the most ice on Lake Erie. And that continues for all the Great Lakes, way below average in terms of ice cover. And temperatures like this are not going to form any ice. We're in the 40s and 50 degrees. For many of us here this afternoon. The one thing you've noticed, a bit of a breeze. We do have a system passing by to the north, so gusts have been over 25 at times. That will continue throughout the evening hours before backing off just a little bit overnight tonight. Regional temperatures, though, there's no cold air. In fact, this is the air mass we're going to be tapping into next couple of days. 60s and even 70s down towards the south. With the south breeze, that air will get here. In terms of the big picture, we had some passing clouds this morning as expected. We're back to the clear skies as high pressure remains large and in charge. This system down towards the southwestern U.S. is our next weather player. Boy, they just got out of Glendale last night for the Super Bowl, and they've got rotten weather today. Yesterday, they were in the 70s. Today, we're there in the 50s with rain in the Phoenix area. It's just not a good day for them. This low pressure heads north, grabs some Gulf of Mexico moisture, and you can see how it evolves over time. We'll have severe thunderstorms tomorrow and in the plain states, and then we get a little bit of rain off that, but the system really isn't that intact as it moves through northeast Ohio here, at least tomorrow. So here we go. National News Mart hour-by-hour forecasts. Cold night tonight. We're back down in the 30s. High clouds move in tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. We're once again back into the 50s. Clouds will win out late in the day. Here's your late-day shower chance. And that's that system. And then we deal with a little in-between system on Wednesday where we have sunshine in between these systems and temperatures that are going to respond nicely. But look what Mother Nature does. She gives us a nice little donation of cold air as we go into Friday with your Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. After perhaps a record high or near record high on Wednesday, we bring back some briefly colder air. And then we're back to the 50s. What a bounce back this weekend. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll dive a little bit more in depth with this thunderstorm chance on Thursday and with our next bigger weather system, which arrives later this week. We'll talk about that in the next half hour. Until then, enjoy the sunshine.
All right. I just can't take my eyes off that 67 for Wednesday.
You don't have to.
That's incredible. Thank you, Matt.